I mean,
okay, fine. I'll get into the plot.
Dude, it's gonna be so. This is.
You guys ready for like the fastest? This is the plot of the movie. I say it every once in a while, but this one is
legit.
Okay, so here's what happens. You ready? Arthur's in jail, and then he has to go to trial soon. So he talks to his lawyer. After he talks to his lawyer, some crazy woman flirts with him across the hall at the loony bin, and then they watch a movie in the loony bin because that's what they do. Extracurricular activities, I suppose,
for good behavior, maybe.
Yeah, and then they kiss and try to escape, and they don't. And then he meets with his lawyer again, and they go, "Hey, just tell him you're crazy. That'll do it. Just tell him you're crazy." And then they start going to trial, and Lady Gaga is like, "You're kind of hot when you're crazy, you know that?" And he's like, "I am kind of hot when I'm crazy. You're right. I'm gonna stop taking my pills." And then they have awkward sex in the middle of the loony bin.
Very short.
Very short too.
Sex.
Yeah. But hey, he didn't die virgin. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, he was like, he went back to his summons and was like, "Hey, still had sex."
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And then they start the trial, and they're trying to do this poor guy, he's insane, and Lady Gaga doesn't like that, so she throws
Also,
him,
hey, don't
throws
forget there's some
meltdown.
singing.
Sure, there's the only musical parts of this musical is inside of their own heads. Inside of his head, basically. Lady Gaga is just singing all the time. I guess that's Harley Quinn. And anytime a full musical number
classic
breaks
Harley
out,
Quinn, the Harley Quinn we know and love.
Yeah, not the one that they're making that weird comic cover for in 3 months. Look that up, internet. Am I too in tune with pop culture? No. I'm making weird references that I know not a lot of people are getting. Fair enough. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Case in point. I like the cut
Thanks.
to him coughing.
Thanks for that. Appreciate you.
So yeah,
Classic
Lady Gaga doesn't like that they're making him look silly, so she throws a fit in the public area to his lawyer, who's like, "You're making him look foolish," and she's like, "You're crazy. You know that, right?" And then Arthur goes, "Oh, don't mind her. She's just looking out for me. She's thinks really highly of me. I love her."
Her lawyer's like, "Is she really?"
Yeah, and
then he's like, "What?"
The lawyer's like, "Yeah, she's kind of crazy." And he said, "No, she's crazy, but had to be separated from me, so they let her go."
He said
they released her from Arkham Asylum.
No, hold on. He looked at his lawyer and he said, "Yeah, she's crazy. Crazy for me."
But and the lawyer's like, "No, she released herself. She actually admitted herself voluntarily, so she's able to get released on her own." I guess that's how that works in a high security, maximum mental ward jail, I guess. And Arthur's like, "No, you don't understand. She and I, we lived in the same neighborhood. We grew up in the same place." And his lawyer's like, "She's from the Upper East Side. She lives with her rich parents. She has a doctorate. She
is a doctor.
Very fine." She's lying to you. And so he goes and talks to Harley and is like, "Are you lying to me?" And she said, "Yeah, who doesn't?"
And he's like,
okay. "Well, then I want to break up then." And she goes, "Well, I'm pregnant with your baby." And he goes, "Oh my God, we have to stay together now." And so he goes back to trial, I guess, at some point in the next couple of days. And he starts getting fed up with his lawyer making him look bad. So he decides to fire her publicly and says that he's going to defend himself and kisses his lawyer on the lips. And then
as you do after you fire your lawyer.
As you do. And then Lady Gaga goes, that's my Arthur. I love you." And lots of kissing. Yeah, lots of kissing. I'm surprised you wouldn't like this movie. There's lots of kissing in it. At least 4 kissings.
So many kissings.
I like that phrase. I'm using that more. Damn, the best thing to come out of this movie is the phrase kissings. I lost my place. It doesn't matter.
He's kissing.
They're kissing.
He's kissing his lawyer. He's kissing
he's
Harley.
kissing everybody. And then
bro, he kisses that one dude in the prison.
He does kiss that one dude in the prison. There's at least 5 kisses in this movie.
You can count them on one hand. the amount of kissings that happen.
And then he goes. Something else happens, and then he goes back to trial the next day and puts on his best
Joker.
Southern lawyer impression and interrogates one of his old coworker friends, Mr. Pippins or some Mr. Poppins or something like that.
Come on.
What is it?
I don't know, but I do remember. Hold on.
And it was
I'll look it up.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
because
he goes on a weird tangent, but it's
kind of fun.
Kind of funny. Yeah.
And it doesn't go as well as he wanted. And then they're like, yeah, he's just kind of making a mockery out of this, but he's a hero to all the insane people. And that's what he cares about, is being a hero to the insane people. And then he goes back the next day, all ready to go on a big old long spiel like he did in the first movie, where he goes...
Hold on. The little person's character's name is Gary Puddles.
Puddles, Mr. Puddles. And so he goes, Mr. Puddles, if that is your legal name. And he goes, it is. And he goes, wait, your legal name's really... Your last name's Puddles? That's crazy.
Yeah, and he says that again like 3 or 4 more times before he...
I don't believe that your last name's Puddles. So yeah, that was a thing. That was a whole scene of this very serious movie.
Oh my gosh. The writing, Quentin Tarantino-esque.
Yeah, and then he goes to the last one, and he goes, I just really wanted to make this whole thing... You did zone out on Jarvis for just a second. He goes through the whole thing, and he's like, hey, I was going to do some big old spiel like I did on the Murray Show. But I'm just tired of this, man. I don't like who I'm becoming. I just want to live an okay life. And then they were like, yeah, this is proof that he has 2 personalities. He's insane. Get him out of here. He's free to go.
Yeah. And then Harley gets mad.
Yeah, and the building explodes.
Yeah. Luckily she. Yeah.
No.
Luckily
she gets mad. She leaves. The building explodes because of some other crazy people. And then then he wakes up, and then some dude's like, "Oh my God, you're the Joker, baby! Get in my car!" And then he jumps out of the car.
I think they kissing a little bit.
They kissing. So 6 now.
He's like, "Hey, it's you. I love you," and he gives him a little kiss on the cheek.
Yeah. And Arthur runs away, finds a telephone, tries to call Harley. It goes to voicemail. And then we get a scene, which is a very like will they, won't they scene, where she is crying in her bathtub listening to the voicemail happen live with a gun to her head, which I was like, oh, okay, I could see this being like an important dramatic moment. She doesn't do it. So he's like running around town and goes to the stairs from the first movie, the Joker stairs, as we all call them.
Yeah.
And she's there, and he goes, Harley, please, you love me. We're going to have a kid together. And she said, yeah, we're not actually having a kid together. Get bent, loser. And then he goes back to Arkham for some reason and gets stabbed by a psychopath and then dies. That's Joker 2.
Joker 2, the joke is on you.
Did I sum it up pretty well here?
You did sum it up pretty well. So basically, to sum it up even further, he's in prison, goes through his trial, meets a girl. She only likes him because he's crazy, and when he tries to, plead insanity, she's like, nah, you're not my type.
Yeah.
And then he goes back to prison. It's like, I remember, and I told you this before when we kind of, just talked about it a little bit before we recorded. The whole movie just feels like it's on a freaking treadmill.
Yeah,
like there's walking
things happening.
Yeah, there's things happening, but it's not going anywhere. There's nothing exciting. There's no character development that I could tell.
I'm gonna see how much money they laundered. Hey, you!
How'd you like that episode? Did you like it?
You like movies? You like this one?
Do you?
You should subscribe to this channel right now.
Also, as well.
Yeah, you got friends? Yeah, you do.
Do you? Hopefully.
Show it to them. Show this to them.
Prove it to us you got friends.
There's other videos to watch too. Why don't you watch those if you're so cool?
Yeah, prove you're not a bot. Leave a comment.
Word.